Be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it until it receives the early and the late rains. James chapter 5, verse 7. The word therefore in the verse shows its connection with the previous paragraph, where we saw that the wicked rich people prospering in this life certainly face condemnation on the day of judgment. Because of that, believers who suffer at the hands of the rich should be patient until the Lord's coming. The farmer who prepares a field, sows seed, and then waits for a crop is a very natural illustration of patience we see here. Being a farmer, I could immediately relate to the early and the late rains mentioned in the verse. We used to farm rice crops, and the duration is usually from mid-August up until harvest in mid-January. If there are no early rains in July and August, then the sowing of seeds get delayed. And that means the seeds would not have been fully established to withstand heavy downpours of rain or flooding in October and November. Like the early rains, late rains too are equally important. This is usually a month before harvest, about mid-December, for the rice grains to establish and mature. It's an important phase in the crop duration, and by this time the farmer's investment is 90% complete. Only thing left will be the expense for harvest. If it's not for the late rains, there is not going to be a good harvest. These days many farmers have the ability to pump groundwater when needed. Obviously this wasn't the case back in the first century. And the harvest is planned in such a way that right after the late rains in early to mid-December, there is abundant sunshine the last 30 days to favor a good harvest when the crops are dependent on sun. The point of the verse is that a farmer can only do very little to affect the outcome, but must wait and pray for the right rain at the right time. Deuteronomy 11:14 says, "He will give the rain for your land in its season, the early rain and the later rain, that you may gather in your grain and your wine and your oil." And Jeremiah 5:24 says, "He gives rain in its season, the autumn rain, the spring rain, and keeps for us the weeks appointed for the harvest." This tells of God's faithfulness and must be the background for James's imagery in this verse, encouraging us to be patient and place our confidence in the coming of the Lord. Have a blessed day.